Welcome to Turn Up Bear Down, a special Monday edition for Monday Night Football. We're here with Coach Matt Jansen, who just finished eating his breakfast. What's going on?
Hey, glad to be on. This is our silent library. I just said library, silent library version. Uh, and and so Scott and I are putting in that extra work right now. We're coming to you fresh off a NFL Sunday slate. It's Monday. Trying to get you some fresh content. We are here to go, Bear Nation. So yeah, man, let's get into it.
And that gets the people excited. All right, we got the Bears taking on the Patriots, a classic matchup. Um, the Bears, once upon a time, beat the Patriots 46-10 in the Super Bowl. That's all you need to know. So let's look at some of the impact players. We got Justin Fields for the Bears. Can he continue to make progress? And will his wide receivers actually make some catches when the game's on the line in this one? So I'm calling out the whole wide receiver crew as an impact player because I want to see them do something. And I would even include tight ends in that. And then Robert Quinn hasn't really done too much this year um, as a defensive end, but he needs to make his presence felt this week, especially in the pass rush. Mac Jones coming off injury hasn't played in I think 3 weeks, maybe more, because Billy Zappi has been playing
Zappy.
instead of him, doing a great job as a rookie. Bill Belichick has a chance to pass George Halas for the second most wins all time in NFL history. So also just Belichick's a great coach. Surely he has a
One
great
of the
game
best.
plan going in for this game. And then the running back Stevenson for the Pats. He's been
Yes.
tearing it up lately, and we'll see what he can do this week. He's on my fantasy team. So, what do you think of these impact players? Who who specifically sticks out to you?
Yeah, like we said, Scott, I don't have Stevenson on any of my teams. Kind of wish I did. I got Damian Harris. I am not starting him tonight. I got Montgomery. I know I'm playing a lot of Patriots defense in a lot of fantasy leagues, so I'm hoping we kind of have a sneaky good game. Another thing, real quick, before I get into it, you know how we always make connections with these teams and stuff. I do want to say you made a reference to the Super Bowl. Fun fact, Scotty, Steve Jansen did go to that Super Bowl.
Wow,
It was down in New Orleans, if I'm
that is
not
correct.
mistaken.
Correct.
And I'll spare all the details because it's a family show. But he had himself one heck of a weekend. Some of it he doesn't remember, but he was at that Super Bowl for that landslide of a victory and probably the highlight of this franchise since the 20s. So just thought. I mean, hey, if the Bears get to the Super Bowl, Scott, if they do, they're obviously not going this year, but if they get there in our lifetimes, we have to go, have to do a show. We got to book that one. We'll even bring Raji.
We'll have to take off a couple of days of school to do the full media breakdown, get the interviews and whatnot.
Correct. So, but yeah, anyways, back to the game. I like your points here. Fields for me, it's like he's got to be good on third down tonight, and then also he's got to be good from the pocket because I think it's been established that he can. When we get him out on the boot, we get him out on the run. He can throw. He can make plays. That's when he's most comfortable, right? He's an athlete in space. So how well does he throw from the pocket tonight? And as he continues to develop as a pocket passer, obviously he's not. We don't need him to be a pure guy because his legs are insane, but we need him to develop in that area. So I'm really looking for those two keys for my boy JF1 today. The wide receivers, again, Mooney's starting to – I think they're starting to get that chemistry again, Justin and Darnell. Cole Kmet's been more active in the game, actually. I mean, I think it's ever since we gave him we kind of called him out. I know he's an avid listener, so he probably was like, man, I got to shove ball off for these guys.
Yeah.
And where's Robert Quinn been? I was watching Khalil Mack yesterday in the 3 p.m. slate, and I'm like, man, this guy's like a shell of himself anymore. And I feel like Robert Quinn is must have taken lessons from Khalil because I have not seen him yet this year. So then on the other side, like you said, Mac Jones coming off that injury, we have to get him. We have to flush him. We got to flush him like a turd. We got to get him out of the pocket. We got to get him out and kind of uncomfortable because he's the opposite of Justin. He likes to sit like he's a statue quarterback. He likes to sit there, make his reads, quickly get the ball out of his hands. So kind of. Again, we would love to see blitzes. Alan, please blitz today, please. I think it's kind of cool and it's fitting. Our Papa Halas, our idol as coach. Obviously, it's Bitka. You throw up George Halas as well, and so it's cool that Belichick may you said tie him, right? Isn't it like he
They're
would
already
surpass
tied.
him?
They're already tied.
Oh yeah, that's right. So they would surpass him here,
I think it's like
and
324. 324 wins or something
dude, I
like
mean,
that.
just think about that. Two guys that set the gold standard for winning, successfulness. I mean, pretty much the gold standard how to be the best coach in your era. So pretty cool there. And as well as Stevenson, you got to throw Damian Harris in there. They kind of line up and say, "Hey guys, we're going to run the ball down your throat. So can you stop us?" And they still are effective with it, about as good as you can be with a hat on a hat and really playing the numbers games up in the box. So yeah, looking forward for some of those matchups tonight.
Do you think we should throw out a disclaimer to the public for like, hey, this is probably going to be an ugly game. A lot of running, a lot of defense, low scoring.
I don't think. I think the public already
Oh
knows.
yeah,
I don't think we need to put it this, especially if you're a Bears fan. We already know
yeah.
you're hitting under right there tonight.
I've had so many friends and people just be like, "Why are the Bears on prime time again?" And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we've got to be fair and listen. Like, I know that we're not that fun to watch, but I do know that most people are starting to see why we like Justin Fields so much on the national stage. So
yeah, absolutely.
at least we got that going for us.
Yep. All right. So, path to victory for the Bears. Get in the end zone this week because last week we already know it was miserable. What were we, 0-3 in the red zone, I think?
Yeah,
Um, ex-
for July, something like
especially
that.
like any of those are touchdowns, we win the game. Um, can we make the big plays? We've made some big plays in almost every game, but like I don't know, Herbert's
Whether it's Leo, yeah, well,
yeah
exactly. Whether it's Herbert's big run or Mooney a couple weeks ago,
yeah
I think it's starting to get there. I think you're finally starting to see Luke Getsy get comfortable. So
yeah. Can we make the big plays, but then can we score like either on those plays or on the next couple of plays? Because it feels like we make big plays, but then we're stopped to a field goal or no points. And last week was no points multiple times. And then the second half really is our time to shine, and we have played really well in the second half. In fact, last or against the Vikings, they said that was the first time we had given up a touchdown in the second half, and then the touchdown the Commanders had last week. I mean, that was not like on the defense, I would even say. So hold on, I need to pause.
talking about
Oh, we're
winning,
back. We're back. We're back.
and we're back. They're not Chicago Bears.
We had a short TV timeout.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, can we win the second half? Because usually that's when we play our best ball. And then for the Patriots, it's going to be simple. Can their run defense um, be what it is? And if it is, can it stop Montgomery and Herbert? Because really, if you can do that against the Bears, you're going to find yourself in a good spot. And then for the Patriots, ground and pound, because our run defense has not been good this year. And so this will allow them to control the clock and to have just the offensive drives that they need to in order to win this game. And lastly, Jones is coming off that injury, so will he be able to be upright in the pocket? Will he be able to kind of get back into a groove of things, so to speak? So, what do you think about the paths to victory?
Yeah. First
We're,
off, I'd like to say like offensive lineman, this is your game against a team that's been known to like really take care of the trenches. If you want to kind of establish yourself nationally and then get a little bit of credit on the public stage, within your peers in the league, this is the game, big uglies, to absolutely dominate another group on the other side of the ball as you, and probably win a game that you're not supposed to because you guys dominated. So I think that's another brand that we had for a little bit, we've had in the past, but getting back to that, I think that's another facet of our offense that we don't have right now. So getting back to kind of the smash mouth, I don't think we ever need to be a ground and pound. I mean, we kind of are because Justin runs so much, but I mean, I think again, offensive linemen, we got a young bunch. You got an extra day off. You got another day to prepare. So I think now you got a little bit extra time to kind of get things right and hopefully in the right direction. So the other one would be David Montgomery. You saw him. We got to have. I mean, Herbert's going to be a factor too. So that's another 1-2 punch too. We got to mention that old Herb. But we started to use Montgomery more in the passing game last week, and I thought that it kind of helped a little bit. I thought that it kind of helped move the chains. Montgomery can win a one-on-one after he catches the ball, right? I mean, he's got he does have some elusiveness. So just kind of looking forward to that. Also on defense, this is what I told you. I told you that we were thin. We do not have the high end athletes at our linebackers besides our boy Roquan. We just do not have those other two backers, the Will, and the Sam, that are going to be able to win these one on ones. So again, linebackers, you gotta run fit properly. So you got to be in the right spot after that first level, and then you cannot miss tackles. Like what we saw in previous weeks is running backs are making our linebackers miss, and then boom, you got that space here in the secondary. And we all know Eddie Jackson is not going to tackle you in open field, and they're probably going to run that side. If they ever see him creep up to the line, probably run right at him because he's going to run the other way.
Hey, as long as he's making plays, getting interceptions, forcing turnovers.
Correct, I know. And that's another one. Jaquan Brisker has looked okay in the run game. I mean, he hasn't been as much of a factor in the passing game, but he has come up and made some plays in the run game, which has been good for the rookies. So on the other side, man, you got who I thought was a really talented receiver in Devontae Parker when he was with Miami, and he's just been hurt all the time. So they got him back. He's kind of a beast. He's a factor in the red zone. You throw the ball up to him. Same thing with Jacoby Myers. He's kind of taken the role as your number one in that offense in the passing game. So, and then again, look out in the red zone because who are they going to throw the ball to? Hunter Henry, right? Get the ball to Hunter Henry in the red zone. He's a 6'5". He had a nice career with San Diego. So
that's crazy. Why would you throw the ball to a tight end in the red zone?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's still national tight ends. I don't know if it drags over to Monday, but so yeah, no. Looking at those things, their defense is going to be stout. Their secondary has always been really good too, as well. I mean, because they've had guys like Stephon Gilmore in the past, Darrell Revis, and so they've had good secondaries. They've had good defenses. They will get to the quarterback. They're well coached. So we're going to have to get out of some tendencies if we want to put up more than 7-10 points in this game. We're going to have to kind of break what we've already shown on tape.
Yeah. All right. Some specific predictions. We're going to have to go really fast through these as we're trying to shorten the show week by week for our fans. Fields, 2 touchdowns, over or under. What do you think?
Normally, I'd say under. I mean, we're talking about overall touchdowns, right?
Yep.
So that's a tough number, Scotty. I mean,
I know.
So
yeah.
Normally, I would say it's either going to be under or right on that. So I'm going to break it today. I'm going to say he gets 3. I'm going to say he gets 2 in the air, and 1. Well, yeah, 2 in the air and 1 running. I think we kind of bust out a little bit today. Not crazy, but a little bit.
You could even say 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. I guess that doesn't really make sense because he's throwing the ball, but it makes sense.
By air.
All right. Mac Jones, over under 200 yards. This is passing. I should have said passing.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say under. I don't even think he needs – for them to win, they don't even need to throw for 200 yards. They just need him to protect the ball, no fumbles, and cannot throw the ball away. So they're going to run. They're going to run. That's a lot of their offense. They're going to ground and pound, like you said. So I'm going to say under that, and they don't even need him to go over to win.
Over under 30 points.
Is that what it's at?
I don't actually know. But
if it's at that, I would go over just because I went with the Fields going over. But it's going to be right around that number. I don't think it's going to be like the Chiefs game or anything like that. So sorry, primetime viewers. It's going to be another probably low scoring game, but maybe it gets interesting at the end.
Patriots are 8.5-point favorites, if you would believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a fair number. That's a fair number too, because again, we haven't been able to score.
Over under's 40, by the way.
Okay.
They must think the Patriots are going to score a lot. Bears over under 150 yards rushing.
I'm going to say over because again, Justin chips in on that.
We've been on an absolute tear. We had 250 or 80 yards rushing last week. How did you lose the game when you had that many yards rushing?
Because you didn't score in the red zone.
Well,
so we got to be in the top 10 in rush yards per game. I bet. So I mean, we're okay in that category, but we just got to get better in the passing game. We've said it for the last decade.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson, is he going to get an interception? Yes or no?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say our boy Kyler Gordon gets one today.
Hey, that'd be awesome. I like not as skilled of a wide receiving core for the Patriots, so maybe this is one where our defensive backs grow up a little bit. Because, I mean, all of these guys are still super young. Even Jalen Johnson, it's only year number 3 for him. And he was hurt a lot last year. So, okay, here we go. What do you got for me? The Scott Stumper of the week.
Okay. So let's go back to that 85 Super Bowl. Okay. And I'm going to ask you, I need you to name two players that scored a touchdown in that Bears 85 Super Bowl victory. And you cannot name Jim McMahon, somebody besides Jim McMahon.
Well, the fridge, William
Fridge
Refrigerator
Ford.
Perry, 72. And then Willie Galt, I'm pretty sure, had a touchdown catch.
Willie Galt did have a touchdown.
Yeah. And
I can't get you every week. But I felt it was fitting just with us playing the Patriots. So
I believe that game was January 26th of 1986, and I was like -7 years old. So, but anyway, good time. Should have been there. Wasn't there. Wasn't alive. All right, we got our prediction, and then we're
we
moving
were
out.
there in spirit.
Yeah, I actually predicted the Bears to lose this game at the start of the season when I was making all my predictions, and I predicted us to beat the Giants and the Commanders. If not for those 2 losses, we would have won every game that I predicted and lost every game I predicted. But I just feel like something's got to give. Like all these close games we play, one of them's got to go our way. And it might not. We might get absolutely slaughtered tonight because playing the Patriots in New England with Belichick on prime time, that's usually really bad, really bad opportunity to play a game in. Um, but at least they don't have Tom Brady on that team. But I'm gonna take the Bears 17-14, and I guess I'm breaking the over under of 30 points. But I feel like it's low scoring just because these two teams not really the most explosive offenses. I guess the Patriots did score a lot against like the Lions or something. But what
And Raji just sent me over. He slipped me a little stat to throw your way, a little question on that stumper. In the fourth quarter of that Super Bowl, how many points did the Bears score?
Oh, I have no idea. 21.
It was actually 2. It was a safety by our defense.
2 points, man. They're giving up. They could have scored like 70.
I know it.
What's your prediction?
So hey, yeah, I got 2017 Patriots. I think they just kind of do enough, and I think they do enough late to kind of put us away with that run game and a couple plays by their receiving core. So
yeah, fair score. I wouldn't be surprised either. I just hope it's fun. Hope Fields makes progress again, and yeah, if that happens, it'll be an enjoyable game. So that's gonna do it for us here at Turn Up Bear Down on this special Monday edition. You guys have a great day, and don't forget to turn up the volume and bear down.